Denver, Colorado, and tonight you'll see an explosion of offensive talent as the Denver Broncos meet the Los Angeles Raiders. The thin mountain air will be filled with footballs as Jay Schrader makes his debut with the Los Angeles Raiders. Schrader was unhappy in Washington after losing the starting job to Doug Williams in a demotion that followed 3 years with the Redskins that earned him the reputation of the Mad Bomber. A Pro Bowler in 1986, he threw it long and he threw it often. But 3 weeks ago, he was traded to Los Angeles. And tonight, he'll showcase his talents in the silver and black of the Raiders. Schrader's receiving core is truly awesome. It includes Willie Gault and veteran James Lofton. The scorching speed of Willie Gault is in perfect character with the Raiders' big play offense. And James Lofton, at age 32 and 7 times a Pro Bowler at Green Bay, is off on another great season, averaging over 22 yards a catch in his first 3 games. But there's new blood in the Raiders this year. Tim Brown, the Heisman Trophy winner out of Notre Dame, has brought the Raiders an added threat at wide receiver, as well as a kickoff return sensation. He's already run back a kickoff for a touchdown this year. He'll be looking for more tonight. And another Heisman Trophy winner, the classy Marcus Allen, is perhaps the most complete of all football players. Allen is a superb receiver from the backfield and a dominating force in the ground game. Lighting up the night for the Broncos is quarterback John Elway. The finest athlete playing quarterback in the NFL today, Elway can detonate the Denver offense from anywhere on the field. He will run the ball, he will pass the ball, whatever it takes to get the job done. Elway and Schrader, it'll be anything but grinded out football tonight. But this game's most compelling story is that of Tony Dorsett, who tonight looks to stride further into the NFL record book. He needs to gain 97 yards to pass Jim Brown as the second leading rusher in NFL history. Then only Walter Payton will lie ahead. But tonight, you see a man whose career most certainly at some future date will include the Hall of Fame. Tonight, the Raiders and the Broncos on ABC.
Second down and 7 with both Johnson and the Teal split to the left. Elway looked that way, then comes back to the right, hits Sewell a yard short of a first down. Matt Millen comes up to make the tackle, and it will be 3rd down and 1. And that's Johnson, Van Johnson, who lines up in the backfield on 3rd and 1. And Elway throws to Vance Johnson, and he has a first down as he got to the 32-yard line before he was pushed back by Dennis Price. So Dorsett, big hole, exploits it out to the 38-yard line for a gain of close to 8. Jerry Robinson, the inside linebacker, number 57, in on the tackle. Second and a long 3 from the 38-yard line. Dorsett's 3rd carry of the night. He gets by Howie Long and has the first down and a lot more, and he's finally pulled out of bounds at the 42 of Los Angeles. Jerry Robinson makes the tackle, and so he continues his pursuit of Jim Brown in the runner-up spot of all time. And there he is coming in, number 3 behind Payton and Jim Brown.
Dorsett, because when he cuts back, he turns on the speed, and he still has that little afterburner even after all these years.
Defense going right at Jerry Robinson and right at Howie Long. Right behind.
Dorsett and Winder are the running backs. Elway, his second pass of the night is, I believe, tipped and picked off at the 25-yard line by Mike Haynes. Haynes out to midfield and then tackled by Elway at the 47-yard line, and a flag is down. Jerry Robinson had made 3 straight tackles, and it may be Robinson whose hand got on the ball. Elway now arguing with the side judge.
Will be 15 additional yards, first down.
The penalty was on the run back. It is motion. The sole setback is Smith. And Schrader on a quarterback draw or a busted play. Take your pick. Gets to the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, the Raiders at the Denver 20 after the interception, 1st and 10. Allen runs into his own man and then is dumped at the 25-yard line by Dennis Smith, who missed last week's game in Kansas City with a hamstring pull. Back in the lineup and gets the tackle here.
Out of his shotgun. And keep in mind, he didn't use the shotgun in Washington.
Schrader throws, has it picked off by Fletcher. And so each team begins with an interception. Fletcher tackled at the 15-yard line. Loft in the intended receiver.
Zone, faking the pass rush, taking that one step forward, then dropping back a good 15 yards and moving over in front to make a play. Now that's asking a lot of a linebacker to play defensive end and play the run as well as he did the time before and then get back in coverage and make an interception like that.
The 13 as the Broncos come up in the eye this time. Elway going deep for Johnson, makes the catch at the 50-yard line. Johnson in a foot race. He's got that bad toe, and so he's not as fast as he normally would be, but still gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Eddie Anderson, who was a replacement player last year, and Dennis Price, a 5th-round rookie with the coverage.
Look at it here. He gets the double coverage. The ball's in the air. He reads it back to the inside, comes down with it, and then it's a foot race. It was Dennis Price and Eddie in the middle field. Free safety can't let that happen. They miss Van McElroy.
2nd and goal. They send Sewell in motion to the right. Give the ball to Tony Dorsett, and he powers in for the touchdown. And for the 20th consecutive time that they've moved inside the enemy 3-yard line, they score a touchdown. They're almost impossible to stop down deep. As Dorsett racks up another one. And thanks to Johnson and Dorsett taking it in, the Denver Broncos, with 7:15 to play in the first quarter, lead the LA Raiders 7-0.
Just what the Raiders need, more good athletes offensively.
3rd down and 5, and Tim Brown is in. They send him out into the pattern, and Schrader gets sacked at the 17-yard line. Dennis Smith on the safety blitz puts the pressure on, gets the sack, and forces the punt. And it's 7-0. 5:24 to play first quarter, and from the 36-yard line, Elway rifles one into the hands of Ricky Nattiel, who makes the catch for a 1st down out at the 47-yard line.
Don't appreciate what you had until you lose it.
This is Sammy Winder, who used to be the featured running back. Now he's the fullback, and he takes it to the 38-yard line, and Stacy Turan makes the tackle. The great Jim Brown for 2nd place. And Sammy Winder to the 27. You saw that graphic that said he's never averaged 4 yards a carry in 6 prior seasons. This season he is, because line 1st and 10. Toss to Winder, cuts it back inside, and Sammy takes it down to the 22-yard line for a gain of close to 5. Dick Hancock.
Face mask, defense, number 55, penalized half the distance, 1st down.
Outside the 10, they conceivably could get a 1st down without a touchdown, and Tony Dorsett cuts it back and gets wrapped back at the 6 as Eddie Anderson gives him a shot. Anderson was a replacement player last year, and you might recall when we did a Monday night game in here during the strike, he was the man who shattered several of Steve Watson's ribs. Nattiel is in motion. And Tony Dorsett powers to the 1-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 4 inches for a 1st down and a yard for a touchdown. Of course, go back to last season. 1st and goal, Sewell in motion. And he serves as a lead blocker for Dorsett, and TD has another TD.
Loose Herschel Walker, he was inhibited down there. Actually, it was a good deal for both of them. Sad perhaps to Tony.
Unit. Gossett puts it in the air. Nattiel fields at the 28-yard line. 30. And finally run down at the 49-yard line by the punter, Gossett. And a penalty marker down. 49 and leading 14-0. Sammy Winder takes it down to the 46-yard line. He picks up close to 5.
The key reception man in the possession game for the Broncos.
2nd and 5, pump fake. Elway goes deep from Nattiel, too deep, and picked off at the 1-yard line. by the rookie Dennis Price. The 5th-round choice out of UCLA had good position. Elway throwing in the direction of the rookie.
Actually, Schrader saw him and just threw it into the turf.
Jeff Gossett fields that high snap and gets away a line drive. Andover and pick, which was touched by Mateel and then covered up at the 42-yard line by Tyrone Braxton. An injudicious move on the part of Mateel to try to field it. And as the Broncos take over at their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10. And Tony Dorsett picks up 4 yards. Gerald Wilhite is hurt. He's one of the 2 inactives. Sewell takes his spot here on 3rd and 6. And Elway from the shotgun rifles one for a first down to the 43-yard line to Vance Johnson.
It's not just a figment of my imagination, is it?
Johnson already with 100 yards receiving, and Sammy Winder gets inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And so the forgotten man, the man asked to do the blocking for Dorsett and subjugate himself, becoming a star tonight. Winder again, and Sammy to the 8-yard line. Stop at the 8 after a pickup of 4.
I think he'll come. I'll give you about a million reasons why.
3rd and 5. Elway fires. Sewell, touchdown.
Maybe Bo wanted to get traded to Washington. Elway, one of the strong arms ever to play this game. Dan touched on it a moment ago. It just seems to get there more quickly, and when he sees a man open, he releases it so quickly. Just a flick of the arm, and it's on his way. Remember last year against the Bears, one of the great performances I think any of us ever witnessed. 21 of 40, over 340 yards.
System. And right now they trail 21-0. 1st and 20 from the 12 out of the shotgun. Schrader with a ton of time and throws and finds the open man, Willie Gold, who makes his first catch for a first down out at the 34-yard line. And the last time we saw Gold in this stadium, he was a Chicago Bear on a Monday night last November, and he had a fabulous night. And they give it to Allen on a busted play as Greg Cragen comes in at the 30-yard line to make the tackle. Schrader running into Allen. And 13 from the 32-yard line. Pressure on Schrader. And out at the 47-yard line, intended for Willie Gold and covered by Haynes.
Haynes like a blanket that time.
And when he wants to be one of the better corners in the game.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Los Angeles bench. 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
From the 17-yard line. With a moving pocket. The flag is down, and that was almost a lateral pass.
That was
to Marcus Allen. I think Allen was going to throw the ball.
A flea flicker back to Allen. He had Willie Gaul deep downfield. Bad pass to Allen. I'm not sure whether he would have had enough time to throw it had it been a good pass.
No, we're not in Detroit. Gossett's kick. Mateel at the Raider 49-yard line and runs it back to the 39-yard line. Denver from the Raider 39, and Dorsett closing in on Jimmy Brown. Picks up 6. Lyndon King.
For running game and not doing it well.
Sammy Winder picks up 6. Mateel goes in motion. They give it to Dorsett. Tony threads his way through and takes it down to the 22-yard line. And the drama in this game may come in whether or not Dorsett passes Brown before the night is over.
For a Monday night audience, sure. That'd be kind of neat.
And a flag goes down. Uh-oh. And this play will go against Denver as Elway throws it out of bounds. Here that's Sammy Winder. You guys will be real good on Bourbon Street next week. 39-yard attempt by Carlos. Good.
Permeate through the entire team.
Yeah, it does.
2nd and 15. Knocked away, intended for Allen, and knocked away by Tyrone Braxton.
To the play, Kevin Guidry was a little late getting there, but not to be.
Meanwhile, Gossett's kick is fielded by Mateel at the 41, and Ricky has run out of bounds at the 48. of the Raiders, and the crowd wants a late hit on Zeph Lee and up in the shotgun.
Maybe they don't like the Raiders.
At the 48-yard line, Rick Massey makes the catch and takes it to the 27-yard line. Denver has 1 timeout remaining.
Whoa.
From the 27-yard line. Here's Elway. Caught by Johnson. He doesn't get out of bounds. He tried to roll out of bounds, but they said contact was made, and thus Denver is now forced to use its final timeout. And they have 10 seconds, so Elway can attempt to get one into the end zone, and if that fails, they can bring in Carlos. They're out of timeouts. They have Johnson and Massey wide to the left, and the Teal split to the right.
Don't look for a quarterback draw here. Better hurry. They're out of time. They let the clock expire.
Oh, they got it.
They let the clock expire. The stadium clock, the official clock, started to move. But
that's amazing.
Well, wait a minute. Denver took a timeout.
They didn't take a timeout was the deal. It ends on a very confusing note. I thought, let's see what Hantak says, if anything. And back in Denver, where the Broncos, with a super first half, 24-0, and just to fill you in on what happened at the end of that first half, which ended in some confusion. Johnson was inbounds, but it was close enough to measure, so they had to bring the sticks across, and they stopped the clock for that. Denver was under the impression that they had taken a timeout, when in fact they had not. So as they go back out and Elway begins to run the next play, the clock is ticking down. That results in the confusion. No more play into the half.
Oh, that one was over in the first 21 seconds. By the way, he was wide open. It'd be fun to see him do it tonight. National audience. Monday Night Football. I know he'd love it.
3rd and 16 from the 14-yard line. Elway on the move.
Boy, that
throws is going to be picked off at the 42-yard line. Picked off by Eddie Anderson. And that's the 3rd interception of an Elway pass tonight. Schrader on a roll. Wide open is Smith. Inside the 30, the 20, inside the 10, touchdown. And so the Raiders capitalized on the turnover. After the interception, the pass to Smith, and we talked about him and his size and his blocking ability, but they love his hands as well.
The backfield's got to be picked up by a linebacker. They had a little bit of a deal going. He's wide open, but we told you about his ability not only to run the football, but to block, but as a receiver, and that's the reason that Danny Reeves would have liked to have had the opportunity to
look at it. As from a reverse ankle, Smith from Penn State scores the touchdown, and Barr
set up the block
for the extra point.
Set the block beautifully, tiptoes, staying in bounds, gets the 6. Good effort.
This is the moon right here.
Yeah.
238 at 8:57. That's how many miles Tony Dorsett needs to catch Walter Payton.
As they try to get back into the game, Marcus Allen escapes a tackle and turns a 1-yard loss into about a 7-yard gain.
Our version of Tim McCarver on my right.
Down and a long yard. And that's caught by Gall, and he's rolled down at the 29-yard line by Jeremiah Castile. 29-yard line. 6:44 to go in the 3rd period. Schrader getting hot. Gall at the 43-yard line. Willie Gall making the catch, and Schrader getting in a groove.
Didn't make that mistake.
12 years he's been around.
On 3rd and 10, here they come, but the Raiders pick them up, and the pass is too high, but there's a flag.
From Galt's waist, way before the football gets there. That's interference all the way, but you know, that's a pass that was really suspect as to whether it would have been completed anyway.
Haynes had just been beaten a few plays ago by Galt.
Pass to Smith. Inside the 30. There goes Smith again. Down the sideline. Touchdown. Again, Steve Smith, the fullback.
Exactly the same play. Exactly the same play. They ran to the other side of the field for a touchdown.
Who has caught touchdown passes of 40 and 42 yards. Puts the Raiders right back into the game. 24-14 with 4:44 remaining in the third period. Trey Junkin, the guilty party, from the 37-yard line. Elway, talk about time, and then he hits Johnson, who does a toe dance at the 43-yard line for a gain of 6. Devin Winder lined up behind, and here's Tony going to the outside. He escapes Wise, and then gets run out of bounds by Anderson, or run down just shy of the boundary by Anderson at the 50. Haynes also coming over to help out, and
it all the way around the left outside.
Tony D again slithers through for a pickup of 4 to the 46-yard line. Matt Millen, you know, on the tackle.
There's a classic example of the way Dorsett runs so effectively. First down.
Third down and 6 from the 46, and here they come, and it's Howie Long leading the charge.
I'll say he's leading it.
Yeah.
Illegal start on the quarterback.
You betcha.
They're on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
You can't do that.
From the 49-yard line after the penalty. Look out on the blitz, and Elway gets sacked back at the 41-yard line. Coming flying through that time, Malcolm Taylor, who is the backup to Bill Pickell. Bunch.
We'll give Horan some credit for that. I mean,
Absolutely.
He's unleashed a couple boomers.
And this one is another boomer, a beauty. And this time Brown lets it go, and look at this. It's out of bounds at the 3. Schrader, that line does its job, and he hits Fernandez 40 to the 50-yard line, and tackled from behind by Simon Fletcher. Swerving Mervyn Fernandez, a terror in the Canadian League. Raiders signed him to a big contract last year. He was a little overweight. He's lost 15 pounds. 2nd and 10 out of the shotgun from the 49. And he steps up and steps through the defense and is close to a first down at the 39-yard line. Ball loose, but after he was downed.
I think they're going to give him the first down. Let's see where they put this, but it looked like he was far enough over.
It'll end the quarter in any event. Hantak looks over, and he's going to measure. And so the third quarter will come to an end as they take a look as to whether or not the Raiders have picked up a first down. And that's not too bad.
No, not at all.
First down, L.A., 39-yard line. They trail by 10. They keep it on the ground. They give it to Marcus Allen, and he fights his way forward for a gain of about 6, and he's stopped by the nose tackle, Greg Cragen. Schrader, and Christensen, interference. All over him was Kevin Guidry, rookie out of LSU, the rookie defensive back.
He had an interesting dilemma, because if he had not have been on him that close, Schrader probably could have got the completion to a sure-handed Christensen. And he's forced to throw it low because he sees Guidry. Guidry is there too early. Obvious foul, and it keeps the Raider drive alive.
His big mistake there was not so much in timing, but it was instead of making a play for the football.
Drive began at the 3. And Brown on an end around, well executed. To the 14-yard line. He stopped by Greg Cragen.
It turns into a running back. Excuse me, Dan. He turns into a running back so quickly. He did
motion. Smith is the fullback. Stays in the block. Then Schrader. And Schrader helps to move the pile down to the 10-yard line.
Maybe they should. He's 0-5 from the gun.
Both backs stay in the block. And Schrader fires to the corner of the end zone. No. Intended for Lofton. Castile over covering. And that Chris Barr, who's had problems this season, comes in for the field goal attempt.
He will definitely be a couple notches higher if Barr makes this field goal.
spotted at the 18-yard line, and Barr's kick is good. So this drive began at the 3, culminates with 3. 28-yarder for Barr, and the Raiders trail by 7. 12:24 to go. Absolutely. 3 yards into the end zone. Ken Bell comes out with it. And he runs it back out to the 17. The ball is loose.
Ooh, and they're looking for it. They're not going to rule this guy down. Whoever comes out of here with a football is going to get to keep it.
That's Reggie McKenzie struggling.
I mean, this is nothing but a free-for-all now. Arm strength, hand strength, and the Raiders
have it. And as the Raiders have dominated, Allen to the outside, cuts it back in, and takes it down to the 12-yard line, tackled by Rick Dennison. 12 minutes remaining. Denver winning 27 consecutive games in which they've led going into the fourth quarter in the regular season. Fernandez comes in motion. Toss to Allen. An old USC play, and he takes it down to the 7-yard line for a first down. Rick Dennison makes the tackle. Long count. Allen through the 5. Pushed back by Jim Ryan. At the top of the telecast, we mentioned, and it's unbeknownst, I'm sure, to football fans, the travails of the Raiders. The fact before, on 3rd down and goal after the timeout. Brown in motion. Inside handoff, Allen, room, hurdles, and he is in. Bruce Wilkerson with the block, Marcus Allen with the move. Less than 20 minutes. 9:26 still to play. Early in the 4th, 24 all. Still a ton of time left. 9:12. 2nd and 10. Sideline route. That's caught by Johnson. He's wrapped up there by Haynes.
Another Elway bullet. And Haynes had absolutely great position on Vance Johnson, and I don't think he thought Elway could get it in there that quickly. He was in perfect position.
Rather than take the penalty.
On first down, here is Tony Dorsett. And he goes to the other side to the 40 and knocked down at the 47-yard line. So the story within the story, as Dorsett chases Brown, he's stopped here by Anderson.
Ball player, even with the braces on the knee, tries to get in there for the block. And Dorsett, well, who knows? Maybe a few years ago, all the way, Dan. But he does get the first down on a great effort.
If Elway touches Anderson, that's, I think, of more importance right now to everyone in the orange jerseys is the Denver offensive team putting some sort of a drive together.
From the 48. Fake toss to Dorsett. Elway fires, caught, Mateo, first down, 30-yard line. Tackled by Haynes. 2nd and 7 at the 27. Dorsett. Nope, now he's going to need more than 2 because he loses 2.5. Greg Townsend. 3rd and 9 from the shotgun. Little shovel pass. Sewell. First down. Still on his feet at the 15 and tackled at the 12 by Eddie Anderson on the old shovel pass.
Stranahan with a great call with the draw to Marcus Allen for the touchdown. Now Danny Reeves with a super call here. You've got to anticipate the Raiders are thinking pass, 3rd down, long yardage.
10 from the 12. Here's Dorsett, and he gets to about the 9-yard line. Tripped up by Lyndon King.
That should put him very close.
Yeah, he was close. He was within 2, and then he dropped the 4 back, and we'll get it from the official stats here in a moment.
Mike Haynes got away with a big one there.
On 3rd and 8. Sewell makes the catch. Tackled at the 8-yard line by Dennis Price.
Another high percentage pass.
26-yarder. Kubiak holds. And the kick is good. Carlos boots it through with 3:01 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Broncos retake the lead.
Quickly.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Smith makes the catch. Smith has the first down and a 16-yard pickup out to the 36-yard line. The big man tonight, 2 touchdown catches, picks up the first here out to the 36, 2:35 to go.
And funny, the guy who really extolled the virtues of Steve Smith was this morning when we talked to Dan Reeves.
First and 10 from the 36. Toss to Vance Mueller. And he takes it to the 39, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So the Raiders, with 2 minutes to go, will have a 2nd and 7 from the 39. 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 6. Three-man rush. Screen to Marcus Allen. First down, gets to the Bronco 48-yard line. Over the middle, Smith, this time he's covered. He's tackled by Ryan, help from Braxton. Ball at the 43, 3rd and 3 upcoming with a minute now to go.
And they're going back.
Seconds.
And then a long snap count on top of it.
Again, Schrader almost sacked. Underthrows Christensen, getting rid of it. 4th down and 3. Clock stop 35 seconds now. 35 seconds. Shotgun. And they just do get the play off. And Allen makes the catch, and he's down to the 38. He does have the first down, but the clock keeps on rolling. Now they'll have to run another play. Right now.
Oh, and they wasted all that time and then took a timeout.
Seconds. First down, 38-yard line. Quarterback draw. He's bumped down at the 34. They can't stop the clock except with Schrader to line it up, throw it into the ground now. You're still looking at a 51-yard field goal from the 39-yard line. Now he throws. His goal has to get out of bounds, and he does at the 27.
Oh, but
He yard out a 45-yard field goal. That's a big yard. Long enough? Good. Chris Barr comes through to tie the game. A 44-yard field goal, 4 seconds on the clock. And 76,000 falls stone silent.
Time. Same coin, heads, tails, call it in the air. You calling? Heads. It is a tail. Denver, you're going to toss.
Denver wins the toss.
Okay.
Broncos get it. So we go to overtime. Who'd have believed it?
He just bounced out.
Yeah, for the moment it was 200 over 180. 2nd and 11. Elway scrambles out of trouble and can only run it back out to the 16-yard line. Stopped there by Stacey Turan. 3rd down and 13. The deal in overtime now is a 15-minute period. Of course, it's sudden death. 3rd and 13. Elway stepping up, staying in the pocket, nearly has it picked off. Mike Haynes had it right there and can't believe it.
Well, you don't want to, but Elway tried to force it in there, and that was a miracle that wasn't picked off.
Haran, who's had a fabulous night, hits this one. For him, this is an average kick. Brown fields at the 38, avoids a tackle, avoids another, and a 3rd, cuts it back inside, and is run out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So Brown, who had slipped down twice, turns this one into an 11-yard run back after a 46-yard kick from the 48-yard line. Marcus Allen gets into Bronco territory to the 44-yard line. And again, reiterating what we said earlier, Raiders go away with a victory. This is one to really savor. 3rd down, 3. From the 45-yard line. 3-man rush, lots of time, incomplete, intended for Christensen. Christensen looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Guidry had him covered. Broncos from the 19. 11:56 remaining in OT. Here's Dorsett. He needs 2. He's ahead of Brown, and there it is. And they'll stop the game and give him the football. Tony Dorsett has eclipsed Jim Brown's mark. Brown, the only man to trail Walter Payton among all-time rushers, and TD has just eclipsed the great Cleveland fullback. 3rd and 2 from the 22. Elway fires it, and a nice catch by Johnson out of the 27-yard line. Vance Johnson.
Jerry Robinson with a hit.
3rd and 8 from the 29-yard line. Elway tracked from behind and throws incomplete at the 45, swatted away by the hand of Dennis Price. Denver played the only tie game in the league, overtime against Green Bay. Horan's kick, good one. Brown at the 24. Flag. Big run back, but a marker down.
There's a flag down, folks. This one's coming back.
Yep, Brown's going to go all the way, but only for the moment.
Oh, but it's pretty to watch. We're going to be watching that for a lot of years.
And I wonder what he feels like. Critical.
Low block on return, number 44. Penalized and spotted a foul.
Yep, Stephon Adams is the guy on Bell, lower part of the screen as we look at it.
Oh, he does block below the waist.
And
there's the block I saw from behind.
And a
by Ron Fellows.
Full 7. Schrader over the middle, batted away, knocked down by big number 90, Freddie Gilbert. And we haven't called his name tonight, and when we finally do, it's at a critical juncture. And they toss it to Tony Dorsett, who puts his head down and is taken down at the 40-yard line by Jerry Robinson and Matt Millen. That's a gain of 7 at the 39-yard line, 2nd and 3, and Robinson is slow in getting up. Sewell in motion, end around to Dorsett. Tony has a first down. 46-yard line, loose ball at the 49-yard line, but the play was dead. Play was dead.
They're ruling him down.
Or so the Winder is back in with Dorsett. Tony back of Winder. Slithered it to the outside, and it's Robinson back in the game who makes the tackle at the 50-yard line. 49, Nashville in motion. Dorsett again. Going to the outside, and Martin makes a great play. Rod Martin at the 46-yard line. That's a 4-yard loss. The moment of this right now are the Bengals and the Chargers, because the Raiders play the Bengals Sunday. Denver plays the Chargers, not only coming off a Monday night game, but coming off a Monday night overtime game.
When can the Raiders ill afford to lose another defensive back? And Stacy Turan in obvious trouble.
11 from the 46-yard line. Elway working from the shotgun. Patel can't make the sack.
Can you believe that?
Patel comes after him again. Still can't make the sack. Finally, he throws an interception at the 50-yard line into the hands of Zeff Lee, who had just come into the game, and he takes it to the 31. So Turan gets hurt. Lee, a former running back at SC, comes in to spell him and makes an interception off a pass that Elway can't believe, and I can't believe he threw.
Lee, let's take a look at the athleticism of John Elway, but it had disastrous results at the end.
Look at that little spin to get away from Patel. Again, everything is perfect right up until the moment he makes a decision to throw the football. And that, again, a serious error by John Elway instead of just dumping it on him
for Elway on the season.
2nd down and 5. Smith. And now very much in field goal range. If the Raiders win this game, it would be the 3rd greatest comeback in NFL history. It would... Give it to Marcus. To the 16. So they're just buttoning it up. They're going to bring Barr in now.
Going to suffer his first real interrogation as a head coach.
35 yards out. Gossett puts it down. Barr's kick is good. And the Raiders, who've won so many dramatic, unbelievable games, we revisit the 70s with this one. You go back to the Blandas and the Stablers and the way the Raiders used to pull out games. This one will be right there with them.
Very gracious, Danny Reeves going over to congratulate his former offensive corner coordinator, Mike Shanahan. But this was an almost unbelievable turnaround.
And the names and numbers, and Kenny Wolf, Craig Janoff heading our crew here in Denver as we get set to bid you adieu from Mile High Stadium, where in overtime the Raiders defeat